Okay, so as we get into more of like the rhetorical situation, so as we discussed earlier, we need to know what rhetoric is, and that's really kind of the art of discourse, or we're moving away more from literature and moving now toward like speeches, public speaking, motivational speaking, informational speaking, anything like that. So in order to understand all of that, we first kind of need to get a grasp on Aristotle's rhetorical triangle. And this is something that is going to follow us this entire unit, so make sure that you kind of get this down. It's kind of the relationship between the speaker, the audience, and the subject matter. And as you can see, we've got ends on our arrows on both sides because they all interrelate with one another in different ways. And the relationships can move back and forth between one another as well. So when we talk about the speaker, what we mean is the writers, and they're kind of considering who they are, what they know and feel, and what they've experienced to find the attitudes toward the subject and the reader. It's important to know what the voice and the persona is that a writer creates, because it's not always going to be the writer talking. It can just be a speaker or a voice or a persona created by that writer, which is going to be a character, like we said before, created by the speaker. And here we need to consider the ethos or the credibility, and then the eloquence, so kind of like the way that the person speaks. And so talking about the audience, this is going to kind of refer to how the writer or the speaker speculates the reader's expectations and knowledge and their disposition with regard to the subject. So it's going to really explore the audience's beliefs, the values, and the experience. That's why in doing writing, we're really going to stress the importance of knowing who your audience is, who your target audience is, and reaching them, and how effectively you can do that. And so last, talking about the subject, this is really going to refer to the speaker or the writer evaluating knowledge, or the needed knowledge and perspectives and evidence and proof in order to kind of create this entire rhetorical situation. So here we're going to take into consideration the information, the argument, the reasons, the evidence, the data, and the structure. So if you remember back to the triangle, just think about how all of these things relate. You can't have you can't not consider the subject, or not consider the audience, or not consider a persona or speaker whenever creating your own rhetorical situation. And we're really going to analyze how these relationships work with each other, and how effectively a lot of different speakers that we're going to be analyzing can do this, and the extent to which they are effective or ineffective. So just keep in mind those relationships and how they all work together.